Hello and welcome to Math 151, Section 91, Business Calculus. My name is Matt Lathrop. I'll be your instructor for this semester. As a brief orientation, I just want to walk you through some of the different aspects of the course, talk a little bit about the syllabus, some of the expectations, just to give you a better feel for the course before we start diving into material. So what we're looking at right now is the announcements page, which is what you'll see every time you log into our course. There are a few different pieces of information you'll want to be sure you check every time you log in here. The first will be any new announcements that have been posted. You'll see that I've already got a welcome message posted here, but you'll just want to make sure you check that whenever you log in to see if any new information, new material has been posted there. And then over on the right, you'll see some information regarding your overall score and submission progress. This is just a great way for you to very quickly check your progress in the course every time you log in. Everyone will start at 0, but as we start completing assignments, that percent will start to reflect your performance in the class so far. So just something for you to watch and be aware of as you log in each time. Are you scoring in the 80%, 90% in terms of your overall standing in the course? This graph will start to fill in as well, giving you a more specific breakdown as to how you're performing on homework assignments, quizzes, exams. So again, just a quick preview of how you're doing overall. On the Start Here page is where you actually found this video. So after you watch through this information, you'll also want to watch this video on navigating through the course structure, checking your progress and getting help in the course, and then there's also a campus safety video. Specifically, what I want to focus on in this video is the information in the course syllabus. So you'll find this located right in MLP. This is going to start off with my personal contact information, including my office number, phone number, and office hours. Since this is an online class, though, I'm guessing morning and early afternoon office hours may not be the most convenient for you. So what I would recommend is the best way to get a hold of me would be through email. That I'll typically check in the evenings, over the weekends, and try to get back to you as soon as possible to give you some assistance and feedback in the course. There's information in the syllabus we're going to pass over, but I would encourage you to come back and read through all of this information. So for instance, catalog description, I'll leave that for you to look through, but we will focus on the required materials here. So a couple of things that you do need for this course are going to include online access to MyLabs Plus. So you'll need to purchase an access code for the site. You'll need a graphing calculator, either a TI-83 or TI-84 calculator, and then online access to Wolfram Alpha. Which is a tool we'll be using throughout this semester. It's actually free, so no additional fee required for that. All you just need is an internet-capable device. Optionally, you can also purchase a physical copy of the textbook if you would like to have one. One isn't required, though, because your online access to MyLabs Plus is going to include access to an electronic version of the text. So only buy the physical text if you're someone who would prefer to have a physical textbook in front of you to read. We'll skip ahead here and jump down to the use of technology section. So as an online course, technology is going to be a heavy component of what we do this semester. The majority of our coursework will be completed through MyLabs Plus and through the use of that additional website, Wolfram Alpha. So you want to make sure that you have a backup plan in mind in case your personal computer or your internet connection at home were to go down. One good backup option to have in mind is Heartland's computer lab in the library, but you want to have some backup plan in mind for when the unfortunate happens to ensure you're not missing deadlines due to access to technology. Your attendance and participation will also be an important part of this course. Even though we aren't meeting face-to-face, we will be participating in online discussions, which will require typically 1 or 2 posts each week, talking about the material in the course, study strategies or success strategies, or other related content. Your participation in those discussions ties very tightly into parts of the midterm withdrawal policy. So at midterm, if you have failed to access the course for 2 weeks or more without appropriate notice, failed to fully participate in more than 2 module discussions, or if you've not meaningfully completed at least 70% of the assignments due by midterm, you may be withdrawn. Hopefully that won't be the case for anyone in this course. I would much prefer to see everyone continue through to the end of the semester, but just be aware, you need to make sure you're staying on top of assignments, participating in the course, or keeping in contact with me if something is preventing you in a particular week from getting some assignments completed. So in terms of those specific assignments, that's going to include homework. Homework will have a set due date, but if for some reason you're unable to complete assignments by the due date, you will be able to submit assignments late for a 10% deduction. You get an unlimited number of attempts on every homework assignment, every single homework question. So between that and that late submission policy, there's really no reason you shouldn't have a 90% on every homework assignment as long as you're putting the work into this course. Let's see. Quizzes will also be included on non-exam weeks. Every week will end with 2 different quizzes. One that covers the theoretical concepts of the course. So those will be much more similar to what you've seen in previous math courses in terms of solving problems using pencil and paper. There will also be an application quiz, which will focus on the application concepts that we'll cover in this course. For those application quizzes, we'll be making use of Wolfram Alpha to do a lot of the heavy lifting and calculations, and our role will be much more on interpreting those results and providing some context for what those results mean in business settings. Quizzes do have a due date. If you fail to submit the quizzes by the due date, you will receive a 0 for that quiz. Initially, you have only 1 attempt at each quiz, but if you earn a 95% or better on all of the homework assignments for that module, you'll unlock a 2nd attempt. So some additional motivation to do well on the homework, get that completed early, to help you perform better on the quizzes in case something just doesn't go well that first time around. We'll have 3 regular exams throughout the semester, which will be divided into a theory portion and an application portion, so similar to the quizzes. The theory portions will be a standard pencil paper exam that you'll take in the testing center. There will be practice exams available to help you prepare, and then the second part of each exam will be an application portion, where you'll be able to use Wolfram Alpha, that tool that we'll introduce throughout the semester. The focus will be much more on interpreting results. So once you generate a result using that software, attaching some meaning to that in a business context. So both portions of the exam have to be completed in the testing center, in one of Heartland's testing centers. And both parts of the exam will be open and available during the same 1-week window. So it'll be up to you how you tackle those exams, if you want to come in and take both at the same time, or come in on separate days to do one part and then the other. That'll just be up to your discretion. A cumulative final exam will also be required for the course. The final exam makes up 20% of your grade, but it's also going to give you the opportunity to boost a low exam score. So if we look back at those 2 parts of each exams, the final exam will allow you to replace a low score on one of those theory portions of an exam. And then there will also be an optional exam 4, which will just be an applications portion, which will allow you to replace a low score on one of those previous application exams. So towards the end of the semester, there will be 2 opportunities to give your grade a boost if you need it. You've got a table here outlining some of the different release dates for the exams, as well as the grading structure for the course and the grading scale. Some important dates to keep in mind, including September 2nd, the last day to drop with refund, and November 9th, the last day to withdraw. Hopefully nobody needs to worry about those dates, but if something does come up and you're going to be unable to continue with the course, you'll just want to keep those dates in mind. Skipping ahead, we can also take a look at the fall 2016 weekly schedule. So this is just going to give you a breakdown of how we're going to proceed through the material throughout the course. We're going to follow a pattern of covering 3 modules worth of material. So to start off with, that'll be weeks 1 through 3, and then we'll take an exam over that content. That pattern will continue, except that module 4 we're actually going to break up over 2 weeks. So we'll have a little bit longer before the second exam, but in general we'll cover 3 modules worth of content and then take an exam over that material. So the calendar has the start and end dates for each of those modules, meaning when those assignments will release and when they'll be due. Also has due dates for the exams. And then we'll see it towards the end of the semester, that optional 4th exam, which will be an opportunity to make up for a low score on one of those applications exams. The final exam, which is specifically required for everyone, but can also replace your score on a low theory exam. But again, just kind of giving you an overview of the course information and material. If you do have any questions about anything related to the course structure, excuse me, course structure, expectations, or just content on an individual question, feel free to contact me at any time. Again, email is a great way to get in touch with me, either emailing me directly or using this email tab over on the left-hand side of the screen. I look forward to working with you throughout this semester, and I hope it goes well for you. Good luck.